machine chops as we speak, but he really looks like he's in a little bit of trouble trying to get those forces out there to defend. Violet, meanwhile, going to take the opportunity to expand. That's a 12. That's getting spotted out. Might even get canceled. Just thanks to vultures. Not quite sure. I think dragoons are going to be going to that location soon enough to do some damage. Going to need observer support because they're going to be mines. Meanwhile, this 6 o'clock going to get cleared up. Oh, God. Almost managing to build it, but might be forced to cancel it. Yep, is going to be forced to cancel it. So actually, should be glad that it wasn't built. Meanwhile, he's going to make sure that he can cancel that 12 with the observer finally coming in. Are these vultures going to manage it, though? Dragoons still feeling a little bit not wanting to come in too close to those mines, picking those off. Midas trying to keep those vultures in there, trying to force that cancel. Doesn't seem to just be able to get the rate of fire quick enough to force that cancel. No, Nexus is going to be able to come up. Oh, it's going to be a nice target, though. And meanwhile, no, just a bit of a drop here of dragoons, apparently. Inside the main of Midas is not accomplishing much except for dying and making dirty blue pools on the ground that somebody has to clean up. Vulture's going to mill up to that 12. Going to catch some probes in transition. Not going to be able to get up that ramp. Those probes in the way. Could have planted a mine maybe, but nope. Although that Nexus is very vulnerable. Very easy target. A few hits on that. Shields with time will regenerate, but still going to be an easy target. And Violet actually just going to completely close off his main now. That is interesting. Completely closing off his main with pylons. So we're looking forward to what kind of play he's going to bring us. Midas, meanwhile, going to be forced to play defensively. Violet now going to have his third base up. Midas was forced to cancel his. He's going to play on 2 bases for a while now. Should be able to get that up soon enough, but still going to be in a little bit of a vulnerable position. And might be a little bit careful about what he does. Kind of position for him here. Now going to slowly try to push out with some vultures with support, but now an arbiter out there from Violet. Might actually, at this point, he doesn't really need to go for recall. He can just win with a frontal battle now. Just get a stasis in there. Meanwhile, now a shuttle yet again flying in there. And Violet, ironically enough, killing one of those pylons that he used to wall off. Wonder why. But a spotting was building out, getting a scout, getting some zealots down there. There is, meanwhile, commands are being built. Now going to go towards that 6 o'clock position. So he's going to try to pick that up for himself. Yet again, 4 zealots in there. Not quite enough for these vultures to deal with it. But I'm wondering whether Violet will actually end up just lifting those up to make sure they don't all die. Bunch of troops coming here to the 6. Arbiter support. Command Center is going to find that trying to vulture this location. Might want to scan Midas, like right now. Scan, like right now. Yep, okay, pulls back. Senses the danger, rather. Sees the danger, even. Just pulls back with his Command Center just to make sure it doesn't get picked off. Second Stargate out of the way. Oh, excuse me. My throat got all caught up, if you will. Midas slowly trying to push on the 6, but he looks really behind. He's just in a bad position since he lost that force that he went out with. He's not been in control. Going to try to clear up this base. He needs this base. There are going to be some Zealot bombs soon enough. Shuttle flying close. Could get some nice Zealot bombs off if he tries, but apparently just holding back for a while. Meanwhile, now Midas going to pick off the 6. Going to get some siege checks and vultures in there. Going to start planting some mines outside that. Make sure that doesn't get threatened again by ground forces. Now, actually, that 6 base, once that gets saturated, that's actually a position that Violet might want to recall on because he's working on. He has 3 bases. He's working on his 4th. Might even be up at this point at that 9 o'clock position. Meanwhile, going for recall straight into the main. Lost some, no mines in position there. Dragoons are going to be able to accomplish some. Vultures being annoying for now. Some of those mines coming off. Actually picking off an SCV rather than anything else. Still some of those Dragoons dying because tanks coming in position to try to reinforce. So altogether, not accomplishing much. Disrupting a bit, but not really accomplishing altogether too much. And Midas Miller hasn't even floated down his command center until now. Been forced to kind of pay attention to other things. But Violet now on 4 bases. And Midas just not getting his 3rd going. He's really not in the best of positions right now. Some of this, if he's going to mill out and start mining there, but nice anti-recall defense that might backfire if he's not too careful. But really bad position. Arbiter just at the main again. Okay, so I am a recall threat. I am a recall threat. No attack coming in from the front. We're going to see what actually tries to do. Go for a dual attack. Bunch of Zealots and tanks. Midas in no way ready for this. Wow, mines coming off now. Picking off only a few Zealots. Some SCVs as well, unfortunately. But Midas really looks like to be in a very bad position. Violet seems 2 steps away, if not 1 step away, from getting into the round of 16 of this Bigfile MSL. The Arbiter, meanwhile, going to go down, but still, he looks in a very dominant position. More Arbiters are going to be coming in soon into play as well. Some of those mines doing their jobs, but just not enough. Midas holds off, but still loses a lot in that. Enough to Violet to make it worthwhile. Meanwhile, going to pick up the lower left hand. Violet just power expanding all over the place, getting those forces going, getting those Arbiters out there very soon, and just controlling the map completely. Midas can't even think of moving out right now. It would be insane. Mines being cleared up by Zealots. Turrets being picked off, destroyed. And Midas trying to spare some vultures. Could have caught some of those probes very well, catching some of those probes, but still the damage. Losing just a few probes right now is not going to do the trick. For Midas to get back, for one thing, this 12 o'clock position, vulnerable as it still is, should be going down. It's not. And really, with Violet going for the lower left hand, getting his 5th hits up, and Midas only working on 3, and losing a lot more army, because Violet just throws out some forces, loses half of them, but picks off most of what Midas has, and just goes home happy. Midas, however, can't really afford to lose anything he has right now. Some of those shields, almost halfway. Oh my god, almost half of the shields are up. Wow. Amazing. Pylons off this lower left-hand position just in time, and then those cannons are going to warp in just in time as well. Has some mines at the back just to delay those reinforcements coming in, just to give the vultures a little time. Dear God, pylons take a while to kill. That's probably what those vultures are thinking. More vultures coming in, actually. So Midas now trying to revert to some vulture-heavy play to try to do some damage. Dropship shuttle coming in as well. So those vultures actually won't do much of anything. Vultures trying to come in from behind. So Midas trying to accomplish some harassment with those. But I just don't really, see much of anything to happen there. Well, probably it won't go down because it was focused down Dragoon. One mine went off to kill us all out there. But yeah, Midas just in a bad position. Violet reading everything way ahead of time, has probes to blockade. Vultures still managed to get through, but not all of them. And only 1 vulture at this point. Probes even just going in to engage. And Arbiters, decent-sized army, some mines that do a slight delay, but just losing these few probes isn't really much at all. The lower left-hand position is now up and running, and 5 mining bases against 3. And Midas stuck in his base with nothing but vultures milling around, not even daring to go for a push. This is just a bad position to be in. Just now getting a science facility. Just now science vessel. Vultures finally managed to penetrate his lower left-hand, but there are cannons to help defend against those. So you're going to have to kind of maneuver around to try to do some damage there. Going to be seeing another recall. Is he going to go for the main again? Does seem like it. Will there be anything to help defend against it this time? Nice recall. Oh, yeah, some Dragoons melt instantly to some mines. But right on top of the production. Oh, Stasis is some of his own troops on the ramp. Beautiful. So what? Some of the SCVs managed to come up, but Midas even breathing out. Crap. Managing to glitch some of those forces past with his SCV, but still, Zealots come down. Dragging some mines into that, but seems still staying inside the main, picking off some mining forces. Not really going to be able to focus down that production as he might have wanted. But every little bit counts at this point. Only what comes out of those factories can do any sort of damage. Oh my god. Nice play from Violet. Overall, from beginning to end, really taking some damage overall early on when Midas pushed him, but then managed to come back with it and forcing Midas into a very bad position. And just playing everything out perfectly, getting himself ready for another recall, apparently. But yeah, just Violet has played this pretty much perfectly. Does seem like he's going to finally go for the 6. Is he actually going to recall into it or what? Or just going to move into the ground? A lot of tanks ready. Zealots running in. No, my god. Scans not even spotting anything. All melt in seconds. Midas GGing even just seconds before he started losing all his tanks. Violet with a dominant performance in this one. Both games really coming out the group easy, 2-0ing it. And Midas can move on to the final match. We're going to see what he managed to do there. So Violet, first time ever managing to move on to the round of 16 of a tournament. We're going to see what he managed to bring us here. Looking forward to see if he gets into another PvT. I think that would be very exciting. Or into a PvP guy. Rather, a protoss opponent would be very advantageous for him as well. Throwing out a t-shirt there to a fan, giving a bow. So I'm going to move on to the losers and final match soon enough. GG guys, wrenching up. That's listening. Hope you enjoyed.